If you're new to the project, a big warm welcome. If you're a tough old root, then welcome back. If you guys have been along for the project for any length of time, you'll know we're the pallet people because we can afford these, right? We can't afford much in this world, but we can afford some pallets. So today we're going to take apart 7 of them together and see exactly how much usable material we can get out of them. We got back from town last night and I brought 7 more pallets with us. These are not very good pallets, but you and me are going to take them apart and see what usable material we get out of them. So yeah, first thing we gotta do is pull these off, then we'll bust them up, and then we'll remove the nails, sort the wood, stack the wood, and just see what we can do with it. All of these were taken with permission, except for the one on the top. That one was just a freebie. But yeah, any of the pallets that look like this in our entire build was taken with permission. That was one of the major drawbacks, and one of the things that's taken so much time is, you know, I would look around for pallets. I was offering to buy them, and people said, "Hey, just go grab them." I can't do that. Not much. I do it a little bit, but not much. You know, for the most part, all of these are taken with permission because that's how I want to live my life. But either way, let's pull these off and let's bust them up. We'll have to pull out the nails and then we'll sort them and see how much usable material we get out of them. I think this pallet here is going to be the best one for actually using these boards for the house. But like I say, I grab whatever. It doesn't have to be good quality material, right, to be of use. Even some broken pieces. I mean, we're using it for firewood, things that don't really matter, right? If you don't really care about what you're building, build it with a piece of wood that's cracked, right? But don't just throw it away. There's a use for everything, even garbage. First off, I want to apologize for the lighting in this video. Just pretend you're actually here because this is what the lighting is. This is how it looks. This is what I've got to work with. This is where I've got to work. So just know that in the video that the lighting's not great, but it is this is the real deal, right? I am glad that we have sun. There is, because of our orientation and the lay of the land behind us, we get almost no sun for a couple months in the dead of winter. So I'm grateful that the sun's here, even if it's messing with my video. So as with everything else in life, the most difficult way to do it is the best. For me, you know, it's using a crowbar and a handful of other tools. But since we're dealing with such a large volume of pallets, I mean, multiple hundreds, if not thousands, we're going to use pallet busters today. So I've got 2. I've got this one. It is orange, and it was cheap. I've got this one. It's blue, and it was expensive. Surprise, surprise. This one's better. Right, this one is dramatically better. I did grind a new angle on it with my angle grinder to make it work a little bit better. But this one, I mean, if you're gonna buy one, go with this one, right? Even though this one's cool, it's fancy, it just doesn't work as well for me. So grab your pallet buster, if that's the method you're going to use, and start taking apart your pallets. The best thing to do is start at one side, work your way through the middle, flip it over, and then continue the process. I'll do an up-close shot of how we're going to do that so you see it. You know, obviously there's not any real law to how to take apart pallets, but this is what I've done, and it works out relatively well. Like I say, there is a better method, but it takes a lot more time. So there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. You can do it however you want to, but for me, after doing 1,000,000 of them, I found that starting in the middle, break it loose, go to the next one, break it loose, and then go to your ends. And they will, I mean, it's pallet wood. They are going to crack if you use a pallet buster. I doubt there's a pallet buster on planet Earth that can get these off perfectly. But you got it broken free. You can take your actual buster, you know, toss them over to the side. Just be careful, you know, because they do have nails in them. And you just continue the process all the way down. Now, I will say with this particular buster right here, when you're doing the small boards like this, I won't seat him fully. I will bring him back and have a little bit of gap right here. That, for you know, that seems to stop it from cracking as much as it otherwise would. However, with your larger boards, like this one right here, you do need to push them all the way up. Also, for the most part, you'll look at your pallet, right? And you'll see your nail holes, or your nails. For the most part, they will favor one side or the other. Some of them are perfect. But let's just say if they favor one side or the other, put your buster on that side. So instead of going in the middle for this one, I'm going to scoot them all the way over here just to get as close to those nails as possible. Now on this one, they're on the other side. Go to your end. Work your way back down. Now that it's free, put your foot on it. We are getting them muddy, but I mean, you got to do what you got to. And then pry up your other side. Pick them up, put them in a pile. All right, so instead of boring you guys with doing this, you know, for 12 hours here, I'm gonna put you on time lapse, and we'll go from there. Now that it's all busted up into its primary pieces, we're going to take it over to the picnic table and start removing the nails and then sort it. The idea is I really want to, I want to get this stacked up, flat stacked, like you would see at Lowe's or another big box store, to give you like a legitimate idea of how much usable lumber you get out of 7 pallets. So we're going to drag these over and start working on that. So the next step is pretty much exactly what you would think. I do have a crowbar and a hammer. I prefer pulling nails out with the crowbar. It does take a little more time to switch tools, but after 1,000,001, I found that it's actually easier. Just go ahead and switch the tools, use the tool that is the easiest. We're just gonna take these and hang them off the edge of this picnic table. Hit that nail out. We're not trying to knock it all the way out of the wood because like I said, I'm really anal about these nails. I don't want them to get on the ground. I don't want them to get in anybody's feet or in any of the tires on our vehicles. But yeah, knock them down, flip it over, pull them out with this, place the nails in the jug, which has holes in the bottom of it. And then the only other deal is you'll see a lot of times like this, that wood is sticking up. I'll probably still use this piece for something. So to make it stack up flat and neat, I just hit that back down. No, it's not strong. I mean, it's still broken, but that allows me to store it easier, and that's quicker than trying to remove those pieces. So either way, here we go. We'll just knock that one out, knock him, flip it over. Put them in the bucket, and this guy's ready. He's ready to be stored or used, whatever. Pieces like this, which are oak, are a huge pain. I'm not much of one for wearing safety glasses, so I usually close my eyes, but they are very difficult to pull out. So if you're not gonna wear safety glasses, just turn your head. Yep, the head on that one broke off. I still, even though the head broke off, I still want to remove this nail. So I guess I'll show you a little trick for that. I'm wondering what I'd like to do with these nails, because I am saving them, and I do think they're kind of special. Not overly special. This isn't amazing or anything, but that they all came out of pallets and that I've actually saved them all. I have a huge amount of these nails. They're all really rusty, but they are quality nails. They're spiral shank, blunt tip, which blunt tip is harder to drive in, but it splits your wood dramatically less. So there are pluses to that. I'm tempted, if I can figure out something to make out of them, or if there's some kind of value in them on some kind of secondhand market on eBay or something, I'd like to soak them all in vinegar. And then what you do is you soak it in vinegar. That removes the rust and gets it bright and shiny, brand new again. The important thing is you immediately pull it out of the vinegar and stick it in some water that you've mixed baking soda with, and done. It's over. The baking soda neutralizes the vinegar so it doesn't re-rust, and you've got brand new metal yet again. So there is a way to turn these back into brand new nails, and I might do that, even if it's just for me, just for fun, part of science schooling for Ivy or something. But either way, I'll put y'all on time lapse. No, I need to show you the trick. All right, let me grab something and I'll show you guys this trick. So the head of this one broke off, and there's a trick to it. First off, I love these. They actually came free with a thing of chicken wire that one of our subscribers, one of our Tough Old Roots, sent us. We got the chicken wire and this was in it. And yeah, it's Chinese stuff, but I like this. It was worth buying the chicken wire just for this deal. But so the heads broke off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pinch them right up near the top. Give it a little squeeze, but not cut him in half. And then pry them up. So we got the nail out even though it did not have a head on it. So that's the trick. And now I guess y'all are privy to all the information on pulling out nails in pallet wood. So we'll put you on time lapse and get to work. I really like this one right here. It's oak, but you see that's small. Maybe most people wouldn't be able to notice that this is smaller, but this is a small runner here. It's dramatically thinner than most, but it's oak. The grain's going a really good direction. So I'm gonna use this for something. I mean, we could get a couple, we could get 2 hatchet handles or 1 axe handle, splitting them all, whatever. So either way, I like this piece of wood right here. And that's how much you get, right? Out of 7 pallets. Clearly that's it's completely reliant on the type of pallet that you got and the size that it was to begin with. You know, there's a lot of variation in pallets from 40 inches to 48 inches. The ones that we built our tower out of are 50 inches long. So there's a million different sizes. I've even seen some that are like 9 to 12 feet long. But yeah, we got a certain number of 1 inch by 4 inch boards. Got some 6 inchers. Whoop. And then we have these boards right here are the ones that I actually need the most right now. These are the ones that we laminate. I mean, if you'll notice, these are the same, you know, these are them. These are the boards, right? This is what we made the 3 big beams under the pallet tower with. This is what we're using to laminate inside of the actual walls. It's also what we're doing to make the joists for our second level. So these are the ones that I needed the most, and I've seen way better pallets. This was 7 pitiful pallets. But if I was going to town, I was going to get them anyway. Make the most of each and every trip, especially when it's like a 2-hour round trip. So either way, bam, 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 bam. Some of these, I mean, you know, that's firewood or doghouse, whatever. So the idea was how much usable lumber. That is on you, right? That is a personal thing. Even boards that are broken. Like this one. I mean, it's got this big knot. Actually, that's kind of a beautiful, it's a good looking thing right there. It's not a burl, but it does have some interesting grain structure to it. But it doesn't have to be a perfectly square board, not for me. So just because the board isn't perfect doesn't mean I don't use it. I just use it on something else. If I'll just use doghouse. If I'm gonna build a doghouse, I'm gonna purposely choose the worst lumber that I have, because he's just gonna chew on it anyway. But either way, yep, this is what you get out of 7 pallets, and this is what we've built our house with. This is the raw materials that we use. This is what we have access to, and most importantly, this is what we can afford. So I can afford this, man, and a huge amount of freaking nails. Honestly, I feel like I got more nails than I did wood out of these 7 pallets, and out of every pallet that I've taken apart, really. But yeah, got some poplar, got some pine, we got some oak, a couple really pretty boards. Let me find one. Look at that one. I'm not 100% sure what this is, whether it's heartwood off of a pine. It's not oak. I can tell it's not oak. It's way too light for that. But I have found several, you know, just beautiful pieces of wood inside of these pallets that we've taken apart. we've probably taken apart a couple hundred just here. In my life, I've taken apart millions. Every pallet in the whole friggin' world, I've taken it apart. But yeah, all right, so there we go. That's what you get out of 7 random pallets. Always remember, if you liked what you saw, hit that button. If you're new to the project, hit that other button. If you help support the project, there are links below. Until next time, here, Steep in the Woods.